well, welcome to Beyond the Front Porch.
Where we live is just the beginning.
So today we're going to just kind of chat about different things that are happening right now in the community and kind of in the market in general. There's some new big developments that are coming to the Denton area and a lot of kind of, controversy associated with those. And it's the end of the year, so people are thinking about what's going to be happening next year in the market and, how we move forward with what's going on in the economy and all that kind of stuff. So I think the first...
So exciting.
Yeah. The first thing is there's two big developments. So one is going to be north of Denton and one is off 35W.
Right.
So what is the one that's north of Denton?
North of Denton is Craver Ranch. It was just approved by City Council.
Yeah, which was controversial.
9,000 homes.
Yeah.
So
9,000 homes and like a whole community. So they're getting like their own schools and all of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people are asking how are they going to pay for it and how much of a burden it's going to be on the city. And there's a thing called the PID. It's a public improvement district where each homeowner pays for a portion of streets, lights, all the stuff cities would normally pay for. The homeowners basically take on paying that loan back. So that's a way to keep the burden off the city. However, it puts it onto the homeowners. So it can easily add a couple $1,000s a year to their already high property taxes. So, and a lot of them aren't always informed when they're moving in or don't understand what it means. So then when they get in, I've seen people defaulting on their homes because they didn't know that this would be an addition to their property taxes or exactly how much it would be. So it's just a way to kind of push things off onto the homeowner. I don't know if it's good or bad or what, but just educational.
Yeah. And there's laws now. There used to not be laws about disclosure and stuff like that of PIDs and MUDs.
Yeah.
And actually a realtor friend of mine, I don't even know, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, she moved into a neighborhood. I think it's actually in Hickory Creek. It's off Teasley. Mm-hmm. And they didn't tell her that it was a PID. And then at the end of the year, because they built new, and at the end of the year, the bill came and it was like $14,000 in taxes that she had to pay. Yeah. And she was like, oh no. Wow. And she's not somebody to mess with.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the laws actually changed because of the stuff that she did. And she talked to the news, like she was all over it.
Yeah, but even with the disclosures, a lot of people don't realize, because I'm seeing that in my neighborhood where people had no idea, even though they signed a disclosure that said that they were aware of it, they didn't know what it exactly meant and how much it was. We had a listing last year in Crum where we had a buyer ready to go, but then when they got the PID notice, they pulled out during the option period, and now the sellers have to tell a future buyer if they're in a PID. We also had a buyer a few years ago where the title company did not tell them. It was before the realtor or the seller had to tell them it was in a PID during contract. So the title company was the ones that had to tell them, and they didn't until after closing. And luckily they had disclosed the taxes correctly with the PID in it, but that's not always the case. It was pretty scary. Yeah. That was in Salina.
Yeah. That's where having a good realtor on your side is really important.
For sure.
Yeah, because that's something I always look at, especially if we're looking at more rural areas and stuff like that. I'm like, we need to know beforehand.
Newer subdivisions.
Yeah, because it can totally change your loan approval too, and what you can afford.
And honestly, I haven't seen any new constructions that don't have a PID.
But there are some, because I think bees are up north on 288. I don't think they're a PID.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah. It's hard to find just because it's a great way for the developer to keep their prices lower and pass that cost onto the homeowner. And then also the city can do the same as well.
Yeah.
They can recoup that cost. But
it's kind of sneaky in my book. I don't like it either because I feel like you're then not comparing apples to apples when you're looking at where you want to buy because, it sounds great because the price of the home is lower, but
you're still paying in your monthly.
You're still paying, yeah. So,
what's that phrase? Robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's been a lot of controversy with that one. And I guess maybe kind of the same thing with the one that's off
Yeah.
35W. That's
Well,
Hunter's
Hunter Ranch, and
Hunter
that one's going to
Ranch.
be 6,000 homes. But that one already has the infrastructure of an actual highway, where Craver Ranch just has little 2-lane roads around it. So that'll be interesting to see what they do, because most cities just wait until the development is there, and then they have the money to build out the roads. So I'm kind of concerned about the traffic up there. And then there's always, city council was packed with people protesting it, people that live around there, and also people that are very concerned about the wildlife up there.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, I think that they approved it too quickly. And I think that yes, there's going to be more planning that needs to be approved step by step. But I think that there should have been more oversight, more studies done, that kind of a thing. I'm sure a lot of that is coming, but are we really sure?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Once it's proved, like, what
Yeah.
are you going to do?
Exactly. You can't withdraw that approval. You can't
Yeah.
redact that. So
Yeah. So that makes this is why it's really important to show up to vote.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what did you say, like 10%?
Under 10% of people in Denton showed up to elect the people that are currently in city council.
Yeah.
So if you care about the development, one way or the other, show up to vote, because that's what really matters.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm guilty. I didn't vote. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, that really is, I think,
Yeah.
more and more becoming apparent to people that, like, if we want the things that we want, we really have to show up.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing also is that, I mean, we're kind of lucky to have this problem, because a lot of economies across the country are really stagnant, and they don't have new homes being built. There isn't an economy to support new people moving into the community. It's just, I think Denton's done kind of a poor job of managing that with really tall apartment buildings and all the rent to own houses and things like that. Not a huge fan of those.
Yeah.
Just all of that, because doesn't seem to have a lot of oversight.
Well, and like they're not looking at like traffic flows
Right.
and stuff like that. I feel like, because even here in my neighborhood, they wanted to put a big development just
Wow.
down at the corner of Shady Shores and Lakeview,
Okay, yeah.
and the public got it shut down,
Yeah.
thankfully, because I think the traffic would have been horrific in that intersection.
Yeah.
And now there's a storage space. So it's going to be like a
Less traffic.
public storage.
No one's actually living there.
Yeah. Which people
So-
are still complaining about, but I'm like, at least it's not an apartment complex.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, being involved and being aware of those things, I think, is really
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, I think Hunter Ranch, the models are supposed to be opening spring of 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And so I drive 35W a lot. So I'm like, how is this going to affect that?
The traffic.
But I'm curious as to what they're going to do. I heard that they're going to preserve that mound in some way or another, that was my main concern when I heard about it. Because, I mean, a lot of people are like, development is inevitable. And yes, it is. But we can direct where and how a lot better than what we're doing now.
Well, and have the infrastructure in place so that
Yeah.
you're not overwhelming the roads and stuff like that. Like, they are doing all that construction right at 35, where the interchange between 35E and 35W. Which, I drove that the other day, and I was
don't know where you're going
on Bonnie Bray, and then I was like, wait a minute, what happened to the 35? I had to go like all the way down and all the way back.
Yeah, or when you're merging, wanting to go from 35W to north, I'm like, oh, I'm getting off on Oak Street, I guess, because there's only one lane that goes now. So.
Yeah. So
which is probably better for me anyways,
because
of this traffic.
Their signage needs to be a little bit better, especially when they change something that
I know,
major.
And the GPS doesn't keep up.
No.
So.
No, I mean, and they can't really.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they could, but still.
Yeah. Right.
Fun times in Denton.
Yeah. Tell us your thoughts about the traffic.
Right. I'm going to have a comment section a mile long about, this place sucks. And this one sucks. Yeah. But okay, so I guess that kind of brings us to like the market for next year. Like you posted earlier today or yesterday or whatever that was, that like the market in Florida is actually decreasing.
Yeah.
Their values are going down.
Yeah, significantly. So our values in DFW in 2025 went down almost 6%. So,
ouch.
And I would believe it. I've seen some areas going up in price, but most areas have gone down. I mean, it used to be you could barely find anything livable under $300,000 in Denton, and now you can.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff in the the low 200s that are pretty decent.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about buying, it's a great time.
It's a great time to buy.
Yeah. And then interest rates. They say that next year that interest rate average will be 6.3% for the mortgage rate, but we know lenders that can get you under 6. So like we have a lender that just locked a buyer at 5.6%, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And I mean, it all depends on loan type and everything, but I think that's hugely significant because I've heard a lot of people are like, well, once interest rates go under 6, then maybe we'll think of buying. And it's like, okay, well, they are. I mean, the media online and everything says that they're not, but the lenders can still get that
Work
for
that.
you.
Yeah.
Right.
They can work the system.
Right. Exactly. So yeah. And like, okay, so Fort Myers, Florida, and covers a lot of Florida and a lot of the Gulf Coast. They went down 10% in value last year.
Ouch.
And then they're predicted to do another 10% this year.
Yeah.
So if you bought a house for $400,000 in Fort Myers a year and a half ago, you went from $400,000 down to $360,000, and then you're going to go down another down to $324,000. But you bought it at $400,000. That's insane.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's from interest rates or second home, vacation home prices, or
well, I think
lot.
We just had such an unrealistic inflation that happened so quickly and so fast in 2022. And I said this back then. I was like, our home prices are gonna shoot up.
Right.
And then we're gonna level out until we reach like the 5-year point, which was between 2020 and 2025.
Right.
And like we're at where we maybe should have been in 5 years from it. Just it's like it went way up and then it
evens out.
Yeah. And so like we're balancing back out from that crazy period. Yeah. And then I think we're going to find this like happy medium. Plus it's been a seller's market for so long. Right. So for it finally switch.
Technically is.
Yeah. In some areas, I think in some areas it's a much more of a buyer's market, and we're seeing way better deals, like you said, than we have in a long time. Right. Like but it had to happen. Like it had to happen because it was just impossible. Like I think about my son is turning 18 next month, and I'm like, how is he ever going to buy a house? Right. But now that the pricing is coming back down, I'm like, okay, maybe in a year or two or 5 years when he's ready, it'll be, where his income can match what the housing starting price point is. Right. If we can get back down to even like 200,000 for a decent home, then the new buyers, the young people, will be able to afford that. Yeah, because right now the gap is so huge between people, young adults that are coming into the workplace, and the price of a home. I think I saw something the other day that the average first-time home buyer's age now is like 40.
Yeah, it's 40. Yeah.
And that's insane. Yeah, that's insane to me. Like people are waiting till they're 40 to buy a house.
We helped some people this year that were first-time home buyers in their 50s, and they just never had the financial resources to buy. Yeah, and so, and we've helped 23-year-olds buy homes as well, but it is much fewer. And most of our business, one of our main specialties is first-time home buyers. So the last 2 years, we've seen a sharp decrease just because there's been way less first-time home buyers coming on the market
because they can't.
Right. Yeah, and the job market is so. We had somebody we were going to meet with, and they were super excited. And then they totally ghosted us, and come to find out the husband was laid off. And it was like, oh, that stinks, and how can you really buy a house if you don't have job security? Yeah.
Yeah. And I had a buyer that was like very gung-ho. It was a young couple about to have a baby, but they had recently switched careers. So he switched from like his normal desk job to being an online fitness influencer. Oh wow. And he was making good money. Like he had built up the following and was able to do that, but because he had just I think it had only it had only been like 6 months that he had made the switch.
You have to have 2 years,
and so they have to wait, Yeah. So it's a lot of things like that where I think people are switching careers right now because they have to. Yeah. and yeah, so it's a combination of a lot of things, but like I think this year and last year, as far as real estate goes, has been very dismal. And I think there's a lot of uncertainty in
Mm-hmm.
the political arena. We don't have to get into politics. But there's been a lot of uncertainty there. And I think even going into this year, we're at a place of uncertainty still. Yeah. So it's like this year has got to be better.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, you know, what I heard this last week, and it just really all clicked for me is like most people don't buy at the bottom of the market when there's good deals out there. Cause I'm like, there's so many good deals. Like if only we could find buyers for these great deals, like why are you waiting? But most people buy at the top of the market because that's what creates the top of the market. And the bottom of the market is when no one is buying. And so, you know, to gain wealth, because I mean, the average homeowner has 10 times the net worth as the average renter. So it's a huge source of wealth, but also it puts you more in the mindset of like getting resources, that hold their value, versus just, you know,
spending
going
money
out to eat. So,
yeah. And I think the other hard part is that a lot of people who are buying or wanting to buy have something to sell. And when we're not in a balanced market,
a lot of that.
It's really hard. Like today, right now, I've been telling people like it's really not a good time to sell, unless you just have to and you really want to let it go for a lower price than what you were expecting. But I mean, I think that's going to be the case throughout next year. So like, if you want to move, you might just have to bite the bullet and.
Well, and I'm hoping the spring market will be more of a vigorous market than what we're seeing. But I mean, just this week, we've gotten showings on all of our listings. So that have been sitting there.
Which is crazy for December.
Yeah.
Like just in general, you know, most people
everyone
don't
wants
want to
a
move.
house for Christmas.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, I think that the market will change for the better next year. And also 2 out of 3 realtors are getting out of the business is what I read.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're watching this as a real estate agent, it might be a good time to get in.
Yeah.
Just because less competition means more market share.
Exactly. So that's one of our goals this year is to gain some of that market share from other realtors that have left the business, because it's not an easy business to be in. So
yeah, it's not.
It's like I kind of love it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, me too.
I'm too feral for an office job.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's really not a better job to help people where I don't have to see blood. So, because I could never be a nurse.
Well, and there's so much potential in real estate. That's what I love. Like, there are times and periods, there's your up and downs where things are going to be hard. And then there's going to be times like 2022 was easy. Like, things were selling left and right.
And it's just, it's great to see that the look on someone's face when they move into their new home.
Yeah.
You know, that to me, that's the best feeling in the world. And you can have that in the slow market too. It's just fewer and further between. And
even in that hot market, it was great for sellers.
Yeah.
But it was really hard for buyers.
Yeah.
So it's like there's always
especially
some kind of struggle.
First time home buyers.
Yeah. Yeah. So first time home buyers have had it rough for a while.
Yeah. But you know, the interest rates are coming down. There's some great programs out there for, you know, we've had people get money back at closing. You know, where title companies actually writing them a check at closing because of the programs that we got for them and the closing costs we got covered for them. So right now, there's a lot of people that are just desperate and are just like, give me an offer, any offer, you know?
Yeah.
And so
we'll work with it.
Yeah, but they don't just want to keep taking the price down. So yeah, if you're thinking about buying, it is a great time to buy. And you can get a really good deal out there, especially. I do think that we're going to see a bit of a hotter market. We have seen multiple offers with a few listings this year. I think 3 or 4 of our listings had multiple offers.
The one that we just closed had multiple offers within the first weekend.
Yeah, so we had 4 offers, and it sold. You know, other realtors were telling them 325, 340. We listed at 395, and we had 4 offers and sold over list price.
Yeah.
So it's still out there for the right property. Yeah.
Yeah, buyers are just really picky right now. For
if they're going to pay them
from the seller's point of view, buyers are really picky right now. From the buyer's point of view, you can be really picky right now.
Yeah, and buyers are like, if I'm going to spend the money in this uncertain of a market, then I need to be getting something that is, no major issues.
Yep.
And exactly what I want.
Yep.
That's what we're seeing. So.
Yep. Yep. A lot of buyers, exactly what I want. And I'm like, but it's so close.
Yeah, and it used to be, before.
Well, whatever you can get.
Yeah, and what I heard also is buyer's remorse is way down. Last year, there's much less buyer's remorse, whereas when it was crazy and multiple offers, you're just throwing out offers, hoping something sticks, and a year later you may go,
yeah,
and you could usually,
it wasn't perfect.
And you could usually sell it and make money then.
Yeah,
but now you can't do that as much.
Well, not right away.
Yeah,
it's more of a long-term goal.
Yeah.
So, and I do think that, like, especially here in DFW, we have historically such a
robust.
Robust we don't. Our market doesn't fluctuate a lot like it does in Florida and California.
Even in the foreclosure
like
market, there were pockets that were really bad in 2008. But for the most part, DFW didn't get hit near as bad as the rest. During COVID, we were only one of 2 cities that had job growth in 2020.
Yeah.
It was us and Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because we just have such a wide variety of jobs. So if oil prices drop, well, that we've got all these tech companies and logistics companies and all sorts of a big variety.
We're getting a movie studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Sheridan. They've already been filming all over in Wise County, and then they just filmed in Denton, at Beth Marie's and on the square. So
288. I saw somebody post that they recognized 288 from what is that, Ranchman? No,
Landman.
Landman.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching the new season.
Maybe I need to watch
it. It's good. It's really good. Set aside when next time you're sick, turn your phone off and watch Landman.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think that kind of covers it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us. And any comments, anything you want us to talk about, just put it down below. And thank you for following us and watching our podcast.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.